Let's get into it. Sold Not For Sale podcast. We got Joe Rogan talking about Tom Cruise, Scientology, and an award ceremony that is very interesting to see. I got the wife with me.
Hello.
And yeah, we're going to get into that clip from Joe Rogan's recent podcast, his most recent podcast. Then we're going to move on to, well, I'm going to show you the award ceremony, and then we might have time for another potential clip of, how do I say her name? Leah Remini?
Remini?
Remini, yeah, something like that, from King of Queens. She's talking about why she thinks Tom Cruise will never leave Scientology. Mm-hmm. And I think she's right. I actually do. From what I just heard, I think that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Let's get into the Joe Rogan clip. Make sure to hit up IamCoachColin.com. Just so you know, discount code is IamCoachColin. All capital letters, all one word, one L in the name Colin. Gets you 10% off. And we have all of this amazing stuff. Go ahead and check it on out. Now let's get on to the Rogan clip right now.
Around them, and they have rumors that circulate and go fucking wild, like, I don't know, like Tom Cruise, for example.
Yeah.
You can't help but think that guy is a wacko if you don't know him, probably, or of, like, I don't know if he's ever done public stuff.
Well, I know he did that Matt Lauer interview on the Today Show, and it was a giant problem because he was telling Matt Lauer that you don't need psychiatric medicine and that, you know, that antidepressants are terrible for you. And he was talking about Brooke Shields and, you know, and then Matt Lauer was arguing about it, and he seemed like a fucking complete kook.
So is he like the head of Scientology, or like what is that?
It seems like it.
Yeah.
There's another guy.
I don't even know what it goes into that or what can be said about that without getting fucking assassinated.
Well, there's the main guy, and then he's got this wife that seems to be missing.
Oh, geez.
David Miscavige.
Okay.
So he's got this wife that there has been no sighting of her for like over a decade.
Holy shit.
Yeah, there's some weird shit going on. Like, Scientology is wild.
Like, in my mind, I picture Tom Cruise in like an Emperor Palpatine hood, like walking around a palace of like Scientology people. And I'm assuming that's not what happens.
I'm assuming it is.
Okay. You never know.
I mean, did you ever see the time where he receives an award, some sort of like greatest human ever award? What? And he gets a like way bigger than the Olympic gold medal. It's like a fucking dinner plate, a gold dinner plate around his chest. Yeah. And they salute Elron Hubbard to LRH. Have you seen that?
No, I haven't.
It's leaked internal video of one of these celebrations.
Whoever leaked it's dead for sure.
Yeah, they killed that guy. Yeah. They threw him off the fucking Sea Org.
Yeah.
Fed up to the sharks. See if you can find that video because it's so bonkers. He gets this fucking award for being like a really good actor. It's like, look at this. This is like Tom Cruise, the Freedom Medal of Honor of Valor. Freedom Medal of Valor. So I guess this is cell phone footage. Look, they're saluting.
This was like the real live stream. This was produced, but it was taken or something.
Yeah, somehow or another somebody got a hold of this and put it out to the general public. So David Miscavige is giving, look at that fucking dinner plate he's got on his neck. He's giving the Freedom Medal of Valor to the Mission Impossible guy. And everyone's cheering. They salute each other, which is my favorite part.
So Elron Hubbard is a fictional author that is dead now? Or is he alive?
Yes, he's dead. Okay. Not only is he a fictional author, he is a guy, please put his speech up here. We'll talk about Elron in a minute. Get me here, say something. This is so crazy. Look at him. International Association of Scientologists. They got air horns and everything. So he's the top dog.
Yeah, that's what I would think, yeah.
Trying to skip ahead to 6 o'clock.
Yeah, how long do they cheer for?
God,
it might be like North Korea where you have to cheer or they kill you.
You're welcome. I'm really, really honored to be here with you. Thank you, sir.
That's this whole speech.
Thank you for your trust. Thank you for your confidence.
Like, this is acting.
Yeah.
In me. I've personally been very privileged to see what you do. To help, to protect, to serve all of us.
So what's that mean? Protect and serve?
You protect my fucking gay rumors. I don't know, but it's pretty kooky. But at the end of it, they salute Elron Hubbard and they say to LRH, and they all like point to his fucking photograph and they salute it, which is one of my favorite. There it is. Like, watch this.
Okay. All right. To LRH.
They all stand up and salute.
Oh, dude.
Okay, so Elron Hubbard was not just a writer, not just a writer of fiction, but the single man who wrote the most fiction in human history. He has the most published words of any human that has ever lived. And if you ever read his stuff, this motherfucker never made a second draft in his life. They are terrible books, terrible stories. It's like the dumbest science fiction that you have ever read. Like some person with a mental illness is just rambling and writing all this stuff down. And I think he initially wrote for like those pulp magazines, like science fiction magazines back in the day, and then wound up writing Dianetics. And Lawrence Wright covered him and the whole movement pretty extensively in Going Clear. I read the book, and there was a HBO documentary series on Going Clear, all about Scientology. And, it was all of it, a lot of it was like people that were former members of Scientology, like Leah Remini, that, at a certain point in time, they were like, what the fuck am I doing? Like, what is this? And like, especially when you get to the highest levels of knowledge, and then they allow you to go and read these scrolls that are just like so obviously crazy. Yeah. Like the Thetans came down and they're frozen souls and they threw them in a volcano and you're a container for this. Like,
but you only get access to this literature if you're like...
Exactly. Well, somebody has released some of it. There's people that have released some of it online. Like you could find it. I don't know if Scientology's had that stuff removed.
That is Wikipedia.
Okay, here it is. October 1984, an American judge issued a ruling writing of Hubbard that the evidence portrays a man who has been virtually a pathological liar when it comes to his history, background, and achievements. In private affirmations, Hubbard wrote to himself, "You can tell all the romantic tales you wish. You know which ones were lies. You are gallant and dashing and need to tell no lies at all. You have enough real experiences to make anecdotes forever. Stick to your true adventures. Or if you wish, as you will, tell adventures which happen to others. People accept them better." I don't know what that means.
Oh, he wrote that to himself.
He wrote it to himself. He also gave himself a bunch of medals. So there's a
with their medals.
There's a photograph of him wearing like this Sea Org jacket on, and it's like littered with medals, like he was fucking overseas. He claimed to have been wounded in combat, but was never awarded a Purple Heart. Like he lied apparently about his military background and a bunch of different things. And it appears, at least what Lawrence Wright is saying, that what he created Scientology for was sort of to self-analyze his own mental health issues. And he utilized a lot of existing psychological literature to try to concoct Dianetics. And Dianetics was a book that they would sell late night TV. Like I bought it, and this was like 1994 when I was reading Anthony Robbins stuff, and I was always trying to like better myself, so reading self-help shit. So I see this commercial for Dianetics. It's like, Dianetics, this book will unlock all the power of your mind. It's like the commercial had like a volcano and all this different shit. I'm like, oh, okay, I'll try that out. And for years after I ordered that book, I don't think I ever read it. I think I opened it up a couple times and I lost interest. For years, I got invited to seminars and programs and these different things that they would do. They would just use this mailing list that they got from the suckers that ordered Dianetics, and then they would just try to get them to join Scientology.
Damn. So it's like a big funnel system.
Yeah, and it was super effective, too, because they were really good at recruiting famous actors. So they had a ton of famous actors. It was obviously John Travolta and Kirstie Alley and Tom Cruise and that famously chef from South Park. What was that guy's name? The singer. Isaac Hayes. So Isaac Hayes wound up leaving South Park because South Park was shitting on Scientology.
So is this sort of like the steroid use celebrity thing where you just don't ask them about it? Like in interviews for the Scientology people, like you would think if I'm having a chance to talk to Tom Cruise or whoever else, I might ask a few things about this fucking Well, I think in order to get access to Tom Cruise, you have to be vetted as a person who's not going to push him. You're not going to ask him any weird questions about Scientology or anything. I think they're very controlling. And obviously, getting an interview with Tom Cruise is a big get, so you have to agree to all these things. I would imagine that that's part of the program. Right.
That's just a guess, though. But the point is, Elron Hubbard literally wrote that if you really want to make money, you start a religion.
That's crazy.
And that's what he did.
Is like the religion all of his works consolidated, or is it just a specific subsect of his random publishings?
I think it's not all of his work, because most of his work is just pure fiction.
Yeah.
And then, he had the stuff where at least Lawrence Wright's assertion is that he was trying to psychologically manage his own issues.
So was his assertion that his fictional work is to be disregarded as connected to this, and this is actually real?
Yes, but meanwhile, his fictional work mirrors, like the nonsense in his fictional work mirrors the nonsense in Scientology. It just seems so fucking kooky.
Yeah.
Like, what do they believe? Like, what are the Thetans thing? Like, there's something really
wild.
That's
absolutely so wild. And here's the thing, as much as people want to talk about Scientology, out of the trio of Aleister Crowley, who was like known as this occultist who, you know, so many celebrities today look up to secretly and out in the open, some of them. Jack Parsons, who, you know, did a lot, you know, basically helped, you know, rockets come to formation. And Elron Hubbard, he made a religion that is functioning and working really well. Like really, really well. I think Elron Hubbard wins. Out of those three guys,
True.
I think he's accomplished the most.
In terms of like legacy.
Yeah, definitely.
And notoriety.
Like people don't even know about Jack Parsons,
No.
really. Aleister Crowley is known about, but he's not, people don't know about him extensively.
Yeah.
You know?
And his religion isn't as big.
Not nearly. And this guy has Tom Cruise like enamored.
Yes.
Like, he loves it.
Yeah.
Like really loves it. And there's many people like that.
Mm-hmm.
And they're known as being very powerful.
Yes.
You know? So wild.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Very, very interesting.
Even just like that video of him accepting the award, their venue.
Oh, the venue was, it was like the Emmys.
Yes. It was insane. It was all like beautiful. Like it was crazy.
And like Joe
and then
Rogan.
his picture on the wall and everything.
Yeah. And Joe Rogan was saying, oh, this is cell phone footage. But it wasn't. They had camera angles. Like there was people clapping and like they had different cameras. Like it was amazing.
Yeah.
It was an amazing setup they had going on. I don't know. Very, very interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I know they don't like to focus on donations, but it seems like they get a lot of donations
For sure.
to have something like that. Wow.
If Tom Cruise just gave over like 1% of his earnings.
Every year.
Yeah.
Because he loves the tech. That's what he calls it. Before we started this episode, I was watching like 10 minutes of just Tom Cruise talking about the religion. Just like from like 10 years ago. He was so into it. He's like, the tech. He's like, you got to learn it. And if you don't know it, you got to go and learn it because we're here to help. And when you drive by a car accident, it's not like everybody else. You know you have to do something because you're the only one who can really help. That's amazing. That's nice. It's a nice sentiment.
Yeah.
You know? You feel like you're the only one who can really help. The rest of these plebs, these peasants, move aside, officer. I'm the one who can really help here. Move aside, paramedic. I'm here. It's very interesting.
He actually, I'm trying to find the story about it specifically. Okay, here it is. So in London in 1998,
Yeah.
he heard a mugging taking place.
Oh no.
And he ran
up.
and chased down the robbers.
Damn right he did. Damn right he did. That's incredible.
Right?
Of course he did.
Isn't that crazy?
Though. Of course he did. Who else would?
Mm-hmm.
He's the only one that could really help.
Yeah.
That is a good notion to have, though, in your head. Like, you know, if I don't do it, who's going to? It's a nice notion to have.
Because right now, like, nobody does anything.
Oh, yeah. People just film.
Yeah.
People just film things.
Or they just, like, assume that somebody else is going to take care of it so they don't need to intervene.
Yeah. What is that called?
Bystander effect?
Yeah. It's like you feel like someone else is going to do something.
Yeah.
You're like, obviously, someone's going to handle that.
Yeah,
you
exactly.
kind of just leave it.
Mm-hmm.
Very interesting. Tom Cruise.
Yeah, crazy guy.
Yeah, he does seem a little crazy. This one video you showed me, here's the thing though, when it comes to Tom Cruise, because Leah Remini, she talks about, we have her here talking about, she looks so evil. Is that the right word? She looks like she is like a sorcerer in this picture. They have here. Like she can do stuff to people.
That's so funny.
But this is her fresh out of Scientology.
Yeah.
Just so you know, you found this clip. This is her fresh out of it. But what she has to say about Tom Cruise having so much power. Because I've watched this podcast that you showed me the clip of. I've watched this podcast 10 times.
Oh, really?
It's just so interesting. First of all, it's interesting to hear her talk because she's a very good storyteller. And then on top of that, what she's talking about. Because she gives like this whole like hour long of like her climbing the ranks. Because she was like right up there with Tom Cruise.
Really?
And she got to like the end goal. She talks about it. And she's like, and then they tell you that you have all of those lost souls that Joe was talking about. Mm-hmm. Like you have all these souls, like your finger is made up of like 6 different souls.
Oh.
And you're like really this entity and you have to work out through his teachings, Elron Hubbard's, you have to work out all of these entities. Like it's a weird thing, but she goes over it. And then all of a sudden she had like this clarity where she was like, what? Like she was in it.
She just woke up one day and was like, this doesn't make any sense.
That was exact. Like they had her in the last meeting.
Wow.
Her mom was so happy because her mom was up there too. Her stepfather was also high up. And then she was just like, I don't like this. I don't like what I just heard.
Wow.
And then they kind of talked to her and this and that. And what happened was she was such a stickler about the religion that when she saw how Tom Cruise was treated, she was like, this is not what Scientology is about. She's like, this is bad. Like, we shouldn't be treating him so well. He should have to climb the ranks like everybody else. It's such a crazy podcast to listen to.
Interesting.
And the whole time it seems like she really wants Joe Rogan. The whole time she's like calling him baby and sweetie.
Oh.
She's like, what, you like my nails, sweetie? You like my nails?
Oh, that's a bit weird.
She's like, you don't like cologne? And she starts talking to him about not sex, but like she's getting like in the realm.
Like on the edge of saying things?
Yeah, and she's just talking about stuff. I don't know. Just the whole time it's just, okay, sweetie. Okay, baby. The whole time.
I know some people who just talk like that, but I don't know.
She is
it's
a New
still
Yorker.
weird. I was going to say people from New York do that.
Yeah, so I don't know. But it seems like they knew each other before this. Because he is friends with Kevin James. He's good friends with Kevin James.
Yeah, so they've probably come across each other before.
Yeah, they've hung out.
Weird.
I wonder, huh?
Interesting.
Maybe that's what the next video should be about. But yeah. What else did you find out?
Something I saw that was super crazy was that Tom Cruise was married 3 times. And each time when him and his wife divorced, his wife was 33 years old.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Interesting.
3 wives, 33 years old. And for each new wife after the very first, the Church of Scientology actually auditioned people to be his wife.
Whoa.
So they basically
picked
his wife. So they were saying it was under the guise of a casting for a new Mission Impossible movie.
Oh.
So they would audition these actresses. And there were people like, who did it say there was? Scarlett Johansson, Lindsay Lohan, Jessica Alba were all auditioned.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That's a serious little lineup right there.
Yeah. And he was dating Penelope Cruz for a little while.
Yes, I remember that.
But he had to split up with her because she wasn't willing to fully embrace Scientology.
Whoa.
So eventually he went on to marry Katie Holmes.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Imagine he got Lindsay Lohan. She would have turned him out. She was crazy at the time.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like she'd be a different person.
Maybe. Can you imagine? Like, instead, he embraces her lifestyle. She's just like, just drink it. Get over here. Who cares about this place? Let's go. Just gets them all wild and strung out.
Yeah.
That'd be great.
And he was married to Katie Holmes for 6 years. And apparently the reason they split up was because of Tom Cruise's desire to sign up their daughter, to the Sea Org, which Joe mentioned very briefly, but basically it's like...
Oh, wait. This is the thing that you said they treat the people badly.
Yeah.
We'll go with that. We don't want to get contacted by Scientology. No. But it's like a little organization of it's like recruits.
A sub-organization of teenagers, like young people, and people who are not in good standing.
The ne'er-do-wells.
Yes. Yeah. And they have to do a lot of not so great things.
Like a lot of work.
Like very horrible things.
Like labor.
Yes. Yeah.
Interesting.
So Katie Holmes was forced to do a bunch of things to escape from Tom Cruise.
That's wild.
To save her daughter.
It's weird because then what she did was she got with Jamie Foxx.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and it makes me wonder, like, how powerful is Jamie Foxx? That he was just like
protection almost.
He's like, she's with me now, buddy. And that was it.
Interesting.
Like the Black Freemasons were like, don't cross this line, okay, science man? You know? I don't know, something.
Yeah.
Because Jamie Foxx is up there with the whole, Hollywood thing. And I believe he is, when I say Black Freemasons, like there is a lodge of just Black Freemasons. I want to say Prince Hall. It's Prince Hall Masons. There was a black man who was not allowed to be a Freemason, And then he was like, okay, he's like, I'll make my own. He's like, I know how this works. So he made his own, and it started growing like a lot to the point where he like almost was starting to make other chapters. And they were like, hold on a second. Because, you know, in 100 years, especially given the way Hollywood turned out, they would have been bigger.
Yeah.
Like way bigger and possibly more powerful. So it would have been really bad for them. And it wouldn't have been bad, but it would have been like this opposing thing.
Yeah.
Like the only reason we were created is because you wouldn't embrace us. You know, that kind of thing.
True. And they would like make their own thing entirely.
Yeah.
That wouldn't be good.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So basically they just took this guy in, and he wouldn't take away his hall or his lodge. He was like, this lodge is staying. He's like, but I will join you guys.
Yeah.
So now usually like Shaq, I believe, is a Prince Hall Mason. Yeah, he's a high level Freemason.
That makes sense.
Very high level Freemason. And there's a bunch of people who are in it. Interesting. Very interesting. Each wife at 33 years old. That has to be some kind of connection. I shouldn't say that, but like it has to be some kind of. It makes me feel like there's a little Aleister Crowley type of vibes to that whole thing.
Yeah, right. Like almost planned.
Yeah, you're getting rid of your wife at 33.
Yeah.
Each time. I wonder. And it's so interesting. I would love to understand Scientology more and see how it connects to what Elron Hubbard used to be into when it came to Aleister Crowley and Jack Parsons and everything.
Yeah.
Like, I wonder how much of it is similar to that.
Yeah, just like adapted from his experiences with them.
Because he talks, it's Scientology, right? And Jack Parsons was heavily into science, and Aleister Crowley was, for all, you know, to say it basically, was into kind of like alchemy, kind of black magic, which is also just old school science. Like people always look at it like sorcery
and beings from other dimensions as well.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so it's like it lines up pretty well.
Yeah.
That guy he's a wild man.
Elron?
Yeah, he's a wild guy.
Yeah.
He made a whole religion. He has Tom Cruise under his thumb. I mean, he's passed away since, but if he was alive.
And one of the funniest things I saw was that Tom Cruise described Scientology very weirdly.
How?
He said it was rough and tumble, wild and woolly, and a blast.
Yeah. I was reading that, and I was like, "That's
just so like such a weird way to describe anything." Wild and woolly.
Wild and woolly. It's wild, woolly. It's rough and tumble. It's a blast.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Tom Cruise, man. I would love to see Tom Cruise on Joe Rogan's podcast.
Oh my gosh,
that would be great. He's never been on. Never done an interview like that. That would be the best. Because he would get like real serious.
Yeah. I feel like Tom Cruise wouldn't do that interview. No.
Tom Cruise, I'm pretty sure the only time Tom Cruise has sat down for 2 hours, 2.5 hours at a time, was with James Lipton, my favorite interviewer he's passed away since, from Inside the Actor Studio. So he sat down with Tom Cruise. And it's basically a class inside the actor studio. So there's a bunch of actors who are like trying to become actors, and they just sit there and they listen to James Lipton interview an actor, and he's interviewed all of them. And he did Tom Cruise, and James Lipton was an incredible interviewer. And I think I even told you, and it's so hard to find it on the internet, but he would know such in-depth things. He'd be like, bravery and courage, that's been a part of your family for a long time. And Tom would be like,
oh yeah, you
has
mentioned
it? Yeah. And he'd be like, yeah, there's words on your family crest that talk about things like that, and it's from the 1700s. And he's like, really? he's like, would you like to see your family crest? He's like, yeah. He's like, what? He's like, please let me see my family crest. James Lipton's showing him his family crest and teaching him about his family, and like,
that's so crazy,
so wild. But that I believe was before he joined Scientology.
Oh really?
Yeah.
I think he joined in like 1990.
Oh wow. So like maybe it wasn't
a while.
So maybe it wasn't then.
Yeah.
Whoa, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it probably wasn't, because I think he did that interview in like 1992. Maybe.
Okay, so it was still early on.
Yeah. Wow. Interesting. He's been a part of it for a long time.
A very long time.
And here's the thing. Leah Remini, I don't know if we have I think we've shown too much Joe Rogan already. I can't play the clip. But she talks about how he just had so much power. And that's why he doesn't leave, because a lot of people, even Joe brought it up, like, oh, protect my gay rumors and stuff like that. And Leah Remini's like, it's nothing like that. They don't have any dirt on him. He's so powerful. Like, why would you leave? Like, he has the ability to, like, call on people to do things for him and, like, just whatever.
Yeah.
And I gotta say, if I was Tom Cruise, you might feel the same way.
Like, it's pretty cushy.
You're like, well, it's cushy, and also it's a religion. And you're high up in it.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, imagine you turn to, like, Joseph of, like, Jesus's time. And you're like, you're going to be in the Bible. You know that? He'd be like, I'm what? You're going to be remembered forever. Forever. Thousands of years people are going to talk about you.
It's like he's like a prophet.
As long as you tell someone who was, like, not, like, one of the people around Jesus, and you say, you know, this is Bible time right now. They're writing the Bible about all this. They'd be like, they are. You try and get in there, you'd be like, hey, Jesus, what's going on, man? I just want to give myself to you right now. I love you, buddy. You writing this down? You know, like, you'd want to be in it. He's at the ground level of this whole thing. So it's like, why not ride it out?
True.
I don't know.
Especially because it doesn't seem like he's, like, inconvenienced at all.
Not even slightly.
Yeah.
I mean, they do have to do some intense stuff. Joe mentions going clear, and they talk about a procedure that they have to do in Scientology. And I don't know if it's actually true, but they say that it's sitting across from somebody who is an auditor, and you have to, Leah Remini talks about this too. You have to tell them everything that you've done. And the person will keep interrogating you and pushing you to tell your darkest secrets, the things you've done, from sexual to just lying to your mother, to when you're a kid, to when you're an adult, things that you think about that you don't tell anybody, like everything.
That's insane.
And then the thing is, and this is why a lot of people think they have dirt on people, is then that person knows everything about you.
Yeah.
Everything you've done. Everything.
That's so crazy. I wouldn't even, like... I haven't done anything that bad in my life that it, like, comes to the forefront of my mind, you know, for somebody to, like, interrogate me about.
They would push. And when they do that, it helps. It's almost like the way you would go in a Catholic church and you go to the priest.
Confess.
Yeah, you go to the confessional and you just say the things you've done. It kind of cleanses you and gives you the ability to kind of start new. I don't know anything about Scientology. I'm just saying, from, like, a Catholic standpoint, that's what they do.
Yeah.
So it's like, you know, it's weird.
They're just weird. Like, way pushier and threatening about it.
Well, they're, like, really trying to, they're really, really pushy about it, apparently. This is from Leah Remini. You know, Scientology does dismiss a lot of what she has to say.
Of course.
Yeah, because she broke away and didn't want to do it. And, wild.
Yeah. I also heard that Tom Cruise hasn't seen his daughter in, like, 10 years.
I could see that. Because he probably, if she's not a part of it and Katie won't be a part of it, then possibly maybe the Church of Scientology is like, you can't see them. Or maybe Tom is just so into it that he's like, I will not see them.
He was, like, asked about it one time, I guess, like, right after they split up, because he hadn't seen her in, like, a year or something. So somebody asked him, like, why haven't you seen your daughter in a year? And he was just, like, blaming his filming schedule and stuff.
Oh, okay. Tom Cruise can do that.
I guess
he can make that,
but that's still insane.
He can say that, you know. It's like, I'm filming 3 movies at the same time, and I chased down some robbers down the street just now.
Yep,
I'm quite busy.
I'm a superhero. You understand?
You know, he does all his own stunts because of that.
Yeah.
Like, if it's jumping out of a helicopter, it's him.
I saw a video of him riding, like, a motorcycle or dirt bike or something off a cliff, again and again and again, like 20 times.
Yeah, it's him.
It's crazy.
He doesn't play around.
No.
He's like, who else is going to do it? It has to be me. This pleb over here is going to do it?
Yeah.
This guy? Are you kidding me? Do you know who I am, buddy? Take a breather. Pay him for the day.
I saw this funny little, like, factoid about Tom Cruise in movies.
Oh, really?
And that he's never filmed running with other people.
Oh, why? Because he's, like, small?
I don't know why. It didn't say why. It's just, like, a weird thing that if you see him, like, sprinting in a movie, it's alone. It's a single shot of just him.
Yes, that is true. 100% that's true.
It's so weird.
Well, it's either because he's small, because I know he's short.
Yeah. But like people could be like behind him and you wouldn't necessarily be able to tell as much.
Yeah, maybe.
Like I'm sure they could doctor camera angles for that.
But also, you know what it probably is? He's probably so superhumanly fast that they can't have anybody else even catch up to him.
Yeah.
That's probably what it is. He's probably tried 100 times. And he's just like, oh, man, I hope you ate your Wheaties today, buddy. And he just sprints, and the person's like, I'm sorry, I can't. And he's like, oh, we'll do it alone then. That's probably what it is. Probably. It's probably not the fact that he's crazy, you know? No. But what else? Anything?
Well, he had that birthday party I think we talked about.
Oh, yeah. I should just...
You briefly showed the still image of it.
Yeah.
But they had Scientology hosted a birthday party for him on a cruise ship that they own. For his 42nd birthday, I think. And the party cost like $400,000. Yes,
that's what it said at the beginning of this clip. And then he gets up there and dances.
Yeah. And they were like playing clips of his movies on repeat in the background. And then he's just like dancing in front of them.
And stuff like this. And I wish I knew what year she left. But stuff like this was what Leah Remini was like, what is this?
Yeah.
Like, we don't do this. Like, it's about the religion and the work. It's not about focusing on this one guy. And she was getting really mad. Yeah. And she even says in the episode that she wrote him up. She's like I would write him up because she was crazy. Like a real stickler.
Yeah.
And she was above him because she was in it from the time she was very young. So she was like, this is crazy. She's like, what's going on? Like, why is this happening?
Wow.
Yeah. She was like really angry. So that was like part of it. Part of that gave her this disillusion. Like, is everything on the up and up? Like, I don't understand. And then slowly, once she got to like the highest rank or like within the highest ranks, she was like, this, I don't understand what's going on anymore.
Yeah.
And that was it. She broke away. I think she says in the episode that her mom got away, but she couldn't see her mom for a while. Which is so crazy. We were just talking about that the other day. Like, how could you disown a kid or anything like that?
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, it's wild. I've seen me myself growing up in an Orthodox Jewish neighborhood. I've seen parents do that so many times.
Yeah, I think it's so crazy.
Just disowning kids left and right. Some people can do it, I guess.
I guess so.
I could never do that.
No, agreed.
I'm one of those people. Like, I want them to teach the kids integrity and doing things right. But I don't know. They could do anything, and I'd be like,
yeah,
get over here.
Get like over they're gonna mess up, but
get over here.
Yeah, I don't know.
Clean this blood off, you crazy little kid. Get in the house. Get in the house. No.
Oh my god.
But you want to teach them right, but it's like, it's so hard to like walk away. But you know what? That's how I was. Like, I would, just come home reeking of weed or be drunk, throwing up. My brother would come home drunk all the time, throwing up, this, that. Like, she would never turn us away. There's never been a time where she's like, you can't come in this house.
Yeah.
No matter what. No, like anything. She'd be like, go upstairs. And that'd be it. But that's how you're supposed to be, right?
Yeah.
I think. I don't know.
Safe place.
Yeah, exactly. Like giving us a place to just, sleep. Like you need a place to sleep. You need food to eat. The most she ever did, she got really mad at my brother. She's like, you can't do laundry here. And then I was like, yeah, you can. Come on. Just do laundry. Who cares? But like, that was like the most we ever saw. Like, she was like, you don't do the laundry here. And then we were like, come on, Mom. And she's like, whatever, fine. But yeah. Anything else?
Well, he was the, Tom Cruise was the only one ever awarded that medal.
Oh, yeah.
It's called the Freedom Medal of Valor.
This is why they think that he is amongst the most powerful, because he is the only one to receive this medal.
Yeah.
Even the person who is awarding it to him has never received this honor.
Yeah. So they hand out what they call just the Freedom Medal, which is like the normal version, to like over 80 people.
John Travolta being one of them.
Yep.
Yeah.
Kirstie Alley and John Travolta both have received the Freedom Medal. And then some people kind of attribute it to just donations to the church.
Yeah.
Based on the people who have been awarded it. So now Tom Cruise, they needed like a new special medal for him.
Yeah.
So he got the Freedom Medal of Valor.
Wow. I wonder. I would love to know what goes on in the halls of that place, if it's even actually a place.
Yeah,
I don't even know how that works.
I think there is a church, like a physical place.
I wonder how it works. I really do. Like, you listen to Leah Remini, she talks about it. She talks about her experience, and it's very, she goes very in depth. But I would love to just know how it works with him. How does his life work?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Well, I think that'll always be a mystery.
Yeah, right? Very, very interesting. Tom Cruise, ladies and gentlemen. And you haven't seen him in a while. Like, he's much older now. He's still dedicated. You know, not seeing kids, wife, ex-wife, whatever, what have you. I wonder what's going on with him. Is it just this? Like, is he going to become, like, just under Elron Hubbard one day? Like,
Yeah, I don't know.
Like, that's what it seems like. It seems like he's that dedicated. Because he kind of sees, like, this is going to be a massive religion. If we just all stick with it, this is going to be great.
Yeah.
Like, that's all we have to do.
I wonder if I don't think we'd be able to find numbers on it, but I wonder if, like, the following is growing.
Probably. And it's all rich people. One day, I think one day, I don't know. I have no idea how Scientology works. But one day, if they open it up to, like, I don't know, for lack of better words, poor people, the regular folk, I think then it'd grow massively.
You don't think it's open to us regular folk?
No. I'm pretty sure there's a certain amount of money you have to give.
It's like a pay-to-play kind of thing.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure. And it's like a massive amount of money.
Well, yeah, look at that place they were in. It's
like,
crazy.
I feel like it's more than $100,000.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It's really
wow.
Big. Yeah, it's a lot. It costs less to get into the World Economic Forum.
Oh, wow. Could be basically the same thing, all we know.
And they arguably have just as much power. Arguably. Because right now we see it's a lot of celebrities. But, that crowd that we were just looking at, that crowd's massive. You don't know who those people are.
Yeah.
They can be governments. They can be all over the place.
True.
Right? I don't know.
Weird.
Interesting. And if anyone from Scientology is watching, all due respect. Don't worry. Okay, I got my Public Enemy #1 shirt on. If he's a part of your thing, well then you messed up. Okay, I take it back. But other than that, all due respect. I'm a Christian though. Thank you. But anything else?
No, that's it.
All right, that's it, guys. Like, subscribe, and hit up IamCoachColin.com. We would really appreciate it. And other than that, we are out.
Bye.